And welcome to Dees20Stitches. I'm Dee. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a queer and trans cross-stitcher and designer, and I'm also a trans educator. So you'll get a little bit of that dipped into this. It's been a while since I have had a Flosstube, which is what this is. We talk cross-stitch, etc. So I've got so much to show you, including new releases that Kari and I released back in October. It's been a minute. It's been a while. Things have been going on in my vicinity, and I'll tell you about those during the last bit. Every Flosstube, I tend to partner it with an educational piece, so I'll tell you about what I've been up to in that section. Are you ready for some big finishes? I've got some. Let's do it. First, I should open this up, or I make a list in my book of days, or I'm not going to remember everything. My last Flosstube video was in September. Oh boy. It's been a minute. I've been busy. Okay. Oh boy. Wow! It's like a 3D effect there. The first thing I'm going to show you is a new release, cross-stitch pattern that Uncanny Kari and my friend Kari and I released back in October. I wish I could have shown it to you in October so we could have gotten really excited about it, because I'm really excited about it. But a lot was going on in my life. A lot was going on in Kari's life too. So we didn't get the push that we wanted, but I want to get y'all psyched up about it now. I'll show you the piece that I stitched. Oh, yes. Yes. Nope. Did I? No, I stitched this one. Okay. This is the piece that I finished for the collection. This is, oh no, the word is in Italian, and I didn't look it I didn't look it up. I think it's Giallo. It's yellow. It's a genre of film, Italian film, and it's kind of the horror thriller genre. And Kari really loves that stuff, and I'm getting into it too. So Kari wanted to design kind of like icons of horror, thriller, pulp, that sort of thing. So that yellow background is something that you see in a lot of the movie posters. So this is stitched on 18 count, just black Aida. And then we partnered up with Jessie of Mislaid Pages, and Jessie is a darling because I said, Jessie, I have an idea for a fabric. Can you do this idea? And they're like, yes, we can do that. And they did it. So Jessie from Mislaid Pages, you gotta see this, made this custom fabric for the piece. This is available from their shop. It's called, I believe it's called like Hypnotize or Hypnotis. It's amazing. So I don't know how they did it. It's like a folding job. This is 18 count Aida. So Kari stitched this piece on Jessie's fabric, and this fabric would work for a lot of an amazing things, and it kind of just becomes its own border. Like, I would finish it with this, like with that wide. So cool. So you can get this on, I'll link it below, you can get this on Jessie's, on Mislaid Pages. And of course you can get all these patterns on Kari's website, which I'll link below. Is it too late for Halloween patterns? I'm not going to call these Halloween patterns. I'm going to call them, let's get like into like true crime, horror, thriller. Y'all love that. I know the murderinos out there. They love murder. They love horror and thrillers. So those are our big pieces. And then, wow, Kari did a... We have smalls as well, because with Halloween's, with our October releases, I like to make smalls just in case we can't, you know, there's so much cat hair. My sweet honey, Kari's sweet little kitty. So these are the smalls. Kari finished them. Oh, isn't this fantastic? Kari finished them in a banner. Oh, wow. Gosh, that looks good. Holy crap, right? So, I took motifs from the original sampler, I'll call it, and then I added that kind of horror yellow thriller background. So we have eyes, we have Don't Scream. Very like, you know, Scream, one of my favorite horror movies. We've got the scorpions, which appear a lot in those Italian horror movies. And then we've got the skulls. Don't look, don't move, don't scream. These do not have to be Halloween. These are just like true crime. Are you kidding me? Wow. Oh, I love how Kari finished these two. I love it. Kari stitched all these up. I did not stitch these. So if you want to put a little horror into your winter stitching, I will have the links for all of these down below. It is one big mega pattern. You get all of this. You get this one, and also you get the one without the border. So you get the whole package. I really like it. We didn't do a good job promoting it, so it didn't do very well. But I hope you love it. I hope my Flosstube loves it as much as I do. These would be, I don't know, great gifts for that true crime fan in your family. Look at this. I just cannot get over this. Okay, that is Kari and my new releases for October. I'm sorry that I didn't like show you them in October to get you hyped about them, but I want you to get hyped about them now. There's one other thing that was released. Kari and I didn't release it. It is a pattern that was the original art was by Kari, and I designed the pattern. It was released through Fangirl Fibers. Let me show. I don't have it. It got. It's in Kari's apartment somewhere. I'm sure it's fine. So let me show you. Oh boy, I apologize. There we go. This is Cursed Cabinet. It was part of the Fangirl Fibers Haunted America box. And if you can see, it's a kind of cabinet of curiosities. And there are 13 little Easter eggs. So including like the little cat, oops. The little cat is Oscar the cat, the real life cat that predicted people's deaths. There's Robert the doll in there. There is a nod to James Dean's haunted car. There's nods to the black flame candle from Hocus Pocus and Death Becomes Her, the little liquid bottle. There's a whole bunch of little Easter eggs in there. This pattern was incredibly hard to design. I'm so proud of this pattern. That little Robert the doll, he's trying. They're trying. I'm so sorry I had to show you on my phone. The little Robert the doll was the hardest thing I had to design, because designing a little doll who looks that terrifying, and he looks terrifying. Um, he looks, I think everyone who's had the pattern have messaged me and they're like, this doll. Uh, yeah, it was one of the hardest things I had to design. I don't know why. It just was a lot of different elements I had to put together. I'm very proud of it. It was through the Fangirl Fibers box. I don't know if they are selling extra copies. Might as well go check. The box looked amazing. The pattern, our pattern was in with Michelle of Bendy Stitchy and Park Hopper Bart and Mama Witch Stitch, I believe. Some amazing bad designers were in this box. What a fucking all-star. And then, so we felt very honored to be part of it. And I think we knocked it out of the park. We'll be releasing the pattern in October. That's going to be our next Halloween release. Sorry, sneak peek. And by then we'll find the so I can show you all the pieces. So that I finished that, like, gosh, I must have finished that in the summer. I stitched that all by myself. All by myself. And actually, I don't know how many if you're a designer, you have to tell me. Do you like stitch your patterns, start stitching your patterns while you're designing? I definitely did that. I went like section by section, like, no, okay, I'll design this part and then stitch. So I'm very proud of those two. Giallo, oh no. Sebastian told me how to pronounce it. He's Italian, and my brain's bad, so I did not remember. Giallo Thriller, and the Thriller collection, and also Cursed Cabinet. Those are our two things that we put out into the world. I also had a new start. Speaking of Sebastian, this was my October start. Sebastian and I, we were texting. If you don't watch Sebastian, he's B's and T's stitching on Flosstube. Him and I were talking about doing a crow pattern. I don't know if Sebastian, you I'm 3 months behind in my Flosstubes. Sebastian, did you start a crow? So we started a hashtag Crowtober, Sal. You just had to stitch a crow in October. Crowtober. And this was inspired because Sebastian sent me Cottage Garden samplings. And this is October 31st. I'm only going to be stitching the crow or raven. And Sebastian also was amazing and sent me a lot of his silks. So I've just been using those. These are Bestitch Me silks. I've never used them. You could get me hooked. Bestitch Me, sponsor me. Let me stitch everything. Let me stitch all my patterns in you. And this is where I got. I only stitched on this in October. It's no longer October, so I'm no longer stitching on it. It's very washed out. Let's see if I can, you can kind of, it's almost like Ecto Cooler green. You 80s kids. It's like a Slimer green. I hand dyed it myself. This is 18 count Ada. And them's the crow. There it is. The crow has so much beautiful patterning in it. I was very surprised. It's not a mindless stitch. You have to really count. But it just came out beautifully. Wish it wasn't so washed out. This is going to be a gift from my friend who is a crow person. She has her own murder. So I'm going to say something like, I don't know, crows love me, men fear me, or something. Give me a good crow quote. There you go. I didn't get to finish Crowtober, but November is my birthday month. So that means it's Flipty the Bird Sal. For my birthday, I ask everyone to flip me the bird. Wait. No, that's rude. And stitch on something with a bird on November 24th. So maybe I'll do this one. Who knows? That week, I've got so much bird stuff. So that was my new start. I have another new start, but I can't show you. It's a secret. I am currently finishing up. I've started and currently finished up my secret special project for Mislaid Pages February box. So if you bought one of those, I'm working on it. And it's Jessie's box, so I don't even want to show you the floss. I don't want to show you the fabric because it's their secret. But I'm working on it right now, and secrets. I'm not good at keeping secrets. If it wasn't Jessie's box, I'd be like, here, see. But it's someone else's business, so I'm not going to get into it. Let's get into my business. Let's go into whips. Oh boy. So you and I talked about this during Sampler September, and that is St. Reatham by, oh no, it's already, oh, I was stitching on this, so it's in my little thing. St. Reatham by Long Dog Sampler. And my goal was to get a page finish on it. Didn't happen. I tried. I really tried. Guys, I really tried. Don't disown me for not sticking to cross-stitch plans. Why are there 2 needles? Probably because I lost one. And then found it again. Okay. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. I'll show you what I was working on page-wise. Oh, dear. Oh, goodness. There we are. So the page kind of stops there at the top, and then it goes all the way down. There's like one more head of the dog, but we're pretty much, that's the little section in front of the griffon. That's what we're working with. ST. ST. UV. Maybe W. I do know how to count. Wait. I was gonna feel really impressive and said, I know how to count in French, but counting ain't letters. I meant I know how to say the alphabet in French, because I'm Canadian and you're required to know that. So let me give you a peek of where we're at. This is my oldest and largest whip. Yeah, it is. It's on 28 count. Blue cornflower. Let me just, oh, I can't even. There's where we are. She big. That's the bottom, folks. That's the bottom. Again, I would love another page finish. And I usually take this on Christmas vacation with me. But we're gonna go someplace overseas for Christmas, for the winter holidays. I'm not a Christmas person, so I guess it'll be winter holidays. There's so much food on this. Sorry. What was I saying? Just fold it and not think about it. Yeah, we're going overseas. We're going someplace. You can't look, COVID took me out of the travel game for so long. But you can't keep a good Sagittarius down. So we're traveling, we're going places. I'll maybe tell you guys about it soon. We haven't even booked a flight, but we're going. Overseas to Europe. So excited. Okay. St. Reatham. Oh, next is, I don't know if I showed you this. I must have. This bag. This is my big bag from Kayli, thesewingshop.ca. Did I show you this? If I did, I'll show you twice. Just hot dang, right? So cute. So thanks to a birthday Sal, it was Heather's birthday Sal. Link is my homeboy. The hashtag was Sal Slut Birthday Sal. Slut. Folks. I'm in my slut phase. So cute. Heather, you make me laugh very hard. So Heather asked people to stitch on a Sal that, you know, everyone's, if you're a Sal person, a stitch along person, it means that you get really into them. Like there's a period in your stitching life that you're like, I'm doing all of them. I was that person. So Heather asked to stitch on that Sal that's been, you know, sitting around. So I decided to take out my Quiltify Sal. Quiltify is on Etsy, and they did in 2001 12 pieces of a sampler, and you got to pick and choose what elements you wanted. So for Heather's birthday, I finished all of the crowns. It's that long, folks. Why did I start this? Why did I start this? It's 2022. Why did I start this? I started this last year. Look, it's so big. I made the mistake of saying, I think I told you, like, I did all the crowns and I counted them, and I'm like, oh, I have this many crowns. And then I realized it made sense because there's this many letters of the alphabet. And I'm not saying how many letters of the alphabet because I have a number in my head. I don't know if it's right or not. My brain is mush. What's happening to me? It's all the drugs. Kids, stay away from pot. It'll make your minds mush. Anyway, thank you, Heather. Happy birthday. Thank you for inspiring me to finish that. I really appreciate it because that's like that's a big piece that I have an end to, which is really nice. This ain't coming out until next year. Maybe I'll do all the letters, or maybe I'll actually finish a page. I don't even have a page finish on this. Do you have a cross stitch piece that you have an antagonistic relationship with? Because I sure do. I sure do. It's that one. I'll finish it. But you know. Okay. More fall stitching. It's fall. There was a period between releasing and stitching Kari and my Halloween releases, and then stitching and finishing the bird box one that the model stitch I'm doing currently, that I had this period of like, oh, I can just stitch for myself. And I kind of felt lost, like not as motivated. So I tried to take out something that was close to a finish to see if it would kind of push me. But I think I made a mistake because it's just so small that it looks very close to being finished, but it's going to take a while. This is Mama Witch Stitches. Moonshine Possum. It's on 32 count sea foam, I think. I think it's just a Zweigart. It's stiff like a Zweigart. There he is. So last fall, I did half of the possum. You can see he's kind of split in half. And then this time I'm doing the other half. And I think it was just small. It's just small, tiny stitching. So I don't feel the progress as fast as I would have liked. So I kind of petered out on it. It could be finished in the fall, but you know what? We're coming up to mid-November, and then it's my birthday, and then it's December. So I don't know. It's the small stuff, right? It's the tiny little fiddly stuff. It's a nice pattern though, lots of colors. Can I show you the colors? This was the first pattern I ever did drop tags, floss drops. Pretty. Mama Witch Stitch has an amazing patterns, but just so many colors. Not a big multiple color person. I am finding out very quickly. And then, speaking of a pattern with like 5 colors, Kari's birthday. Kari is yet another Scorpio in my life. It was last weekend. So I decided to stitch on something pink for her because I love her dearly. So of course I brought out the heart sampler. This is by Bad Vibes. Yeah, Bad Vibes Only on Etsy. Fergus. I'll link it below because they are a queer designer, so I want to promote. Of course, I'm using my favorite Brenda needle. This is the pack from spring last year's. This year's spring fling last year's. It's the custom floss that Brenda Needle dyed for us. By the way, I just sent Kari a bunch of Brenda Needle samples because we're doing our winter piece in Brenda Needle. Don't worry, Brenda Needle. I'll send you an email when we figure things out, so you're not like, oh no. But oh yeah, I'll show you what I've got done. Gosh, these. So this is on I think it's picture this plus in the pink. I can never forget that name. I had a page finish, and then so I just finished the motif on this side. And gosh, it's so much fun. I changed I changed the colors a little bit just to be a little bit more even, because I think in the pattern there's like, the pattern requires like 7 skeins of, or 5 skeins of one and then like 1 of the others. So I'm trying to divide out everything very equally. This is like a 12-page pattern. Looks small, but yeah, I really like it. You know what? I took this out, and October in the Pacific Northwest went from very sunny to what we call a atmospheric river. We had 2 of them in a row. It went from like 23 degrees to like atmospheric river, and then we hit 0, and then it started snowing. Fall didn't happen in the Pacific Northwest, folks. We skipped it. Hey, global warming just means you can skip seasons. It's not good. It's not, yeah, fall didn't really happen here. If you live in this region, did that happen to y'all? Because it went from sunny 23 degrees. I was wearing shorts until, I think I was wearing shorts or at least light pants until October. And then we had the snow tires on. It's not good. Okay, those are all my whips. Let me do my... I love this. The Sunshine Stitchers got this from someone else. They call their haul now investments. I'm not investing on anything else, but I will invest in this. I've got a couple investments, and I want to share those with you. Yeah, and then I got some nice gifties. So I get Fiberlicious Color of the Month Club to try to help my fabric stash. Because again, it's hard to get fabric in Canada. So I just bit the bullet. This is Sunset Lantana? Is that a flower? Played by Sunset Lantana. Do 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 do. Man, I've been listening to the Supernatural, the Grammy Award winning album by Mr. Santana. Still fucking slaps. And then Ashes to Ashes, which is their October. This is nice. It's like almost like a grayish chalkboardish. God, put some light whites and blues on this one. You can fit so much whites on this one, and it looks so good. So these go in the pile. I also got, I went down to the States. Could I tell you when? I have no idea. But the Joanne, they had these in stock. These are just DMC like oval hoops. We don't have stuff like this up here. Just like a DMC hoop. We don't have that. What's going on with my hair? It's like a shark fin. So I thought that would be a nice finish somehow. I also bought from my girl, Gila Munster. And I love Gila because she is a cross stitcher and a drag artist. And so now I know there's two of us, a cross stitcher and a drag artist together. She's also from Toronto. She's Canadian as well, which there's two of us in Canada. So she made these pins. Yeah, there we go. Cross stitching or cross dressing and stitching. Are you kidding me? Instant buy, instant, absolutely instant. And I was gonna buy this to make into a needle minder, which I do all my pins, but this it's so good and so me that it has probably earned a place on my denim jacket. Because you know all queers have a denim jacket full of pins. I think it's got to go on. Oh, look at her. She's just a piece of art. Yes, absolutely. She has other, Gila has other merch too, if you want to go check them out. I don't know if I showed you this before. Kayli from I feel like I should have. Kayli from the stitching shop, with my order. I must have shown you this. She sent me some of her hand-dyed fabric. I don't think I showed you this. And her hand-dyed floss. And I mean this one. Shut the front door. I love a moody blue. I love a moody blues. So she sent those just in my bag with my order, because she's a doll. And I actually asked her, hey, are you, because I think these are just DMC overdyed, which are kind of my favorite type of overdye because they're DMC, like they're, and I asked, are you stitching any, are you doing any more flosses. Like, I really like them. I like the looks of them. I'd like to try them out. And I like having, oh, well, my Brina needle one is upstairs because I was using it, but I like having um, a bunch of them. So if I am designing something with Kari, I can just take it down and match, especially with like smaller dyers, like Brina Needle. I love them. And like Kayli's also Canadian. Like if you're doing it, like let me know. And she is doing it. Now, she sent me a bunch of floss to try. I'm not going to show you because it's her business. Like, I don't want to, like, but, like, as soon as I'm done the February stitching, my model, I'm testing these out, and I'm really excited for what Kayli has in store, what the stitchingshop.ca has in store. Oh, I just, like, sorry, I'm really bad with secrets. Anyway, she made me this nice bag. Really bad with secrets. Yeah, check her stuff out. I think she does kits and she does huge heids that are they're so big. Yeah, check her out. Maybe she'll have flosses soon. She also told me she's going to Stitch North. I'm going to Stitch North. I'm so excited to see people there. Okay, and also, oh, gosh. Excuse me, that was a big burp. Speaking of, oh yeah, that was Kayli's. This is what I want. Yeah. Heather sent me a card. Halloween card. It was very nice because she just found this sticker and thought of me. That's me. I'm your Stitch Dad. Oh, and it has my glasses. I am growing. Okay, you can't see, but maybe you can. I'm growing a little mustache. I'm on estrogen blockers. We'll get to that later, but I'm on estrogen blockers. So we're really... I'll get to that soon. This is going on my water bottle, or maybe my laptop. It's going someplace of honor. I just wanted to show you before I put it. Thank you very much, Heather. Thank you for... I love mail when they're like, I thought of you when I saw this, and it just brightens my day, and it's been a really hard couple months. So something from Heather really just... Thank you. Kayli, thank you everyone. Thank you, Heather. Thank you very much. Is that it? Holy jumping. Wow! 38 minutes. I feel like I'm flabbergasted. Okay, well then let's make this quick then. I thought this was gonna take forever, but I do have stuff to do. I do have places to be. So thank you very much for your haul. The next little spot will be an education piece. Specifically, it's going to be about my transition journey because I like to be open and educational about my experience. So if that's not your thing, it's fine. You can just skip to the end where I go to Snail Mail, the Snail Mail Club. So, but if you are here with me now, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's happening with me for the last 2 months. So not all trans people choose to transition medically. They might socially transition, which it just dressing a certain way or using different pronouns or presenting themselves in a certain way. Medical transitioning is not something that all trans people go through. And also, you may be a trans person and not want to transition now, but maybe in 5 years you want to, and that's all valid. And I wanted to start off by saying that. So I have I've had a lot of chronic illness issues. So my medical plate has been full for the past while. Finally, my long-term medical issues, my quality of life has gone up. And so I started thinking, planning very seriously about what the next steps in my transition will look like. Um, and I can put something else on my medical plate that I have I'm constantly holding with all my chronic illnesses. So one of the steps I decided to take and pursue is HRT, hormone replacement therapy, in which I am going to be taking testosterone, hopefully very soon. And when I start, you'll be you'll be front seats. I'll tell you all about it. Because I want to be, again, open and honest. This is an educational piece. For a lot of the non-trans people in my life, you might not ever know about this stuff, so it's important to be open. And I'm an educator, so I can do that. So, um, depends on where you are in the world. HRT may look, the process of getting HRT may look different ways. Some countries and areas have a trans healthcare, like a place. If you're trans, you can go. They have all the doctors there. They'll sign off. They'll get you your stuff. Get it. Some places carry testosterone and estrogen and progesterone you can just get it over the counter. When I found that out, that some countries do that, it blew my fucking mind. But for me, I'm in a weird position. And this is something that I do want to talk about. It doesn't matter what country you're in. Sometimes where you live makes it slightly harder to get your gender affirming treatment than other places. So I live in Burnaby, which is next door to Vancouver. Literally, there's a road that divides us. That's like 10 minutes away. If I lived in Vancouver, I could go to a place called Three Bridges. It's our trans gender affirming healthcare spot. They're specialized, that sort of thing. I thought I was on the wait list for a while. And then I called in and they said, oh no, since you live in Burnaby, you can't use here. We have two different health districts, the Vancouver Coastal Health District, and I am in the Fraser Health District. If you live in the Fraser Health District, you have different gender-affirming healthcare requirements than a place that's 10 minutes down the road. So I have to jump through, in terms of medical hoops, because of where I live, I have to jump through many, many more than someone who lives down the road. And that also means more money. A lot of the hoops I have to pay for myself. And I'm in Canada. I'm in British Columbia, and I have to pay for them myself. So this is something that, gender affirming healthcare, just the cost of it alone can be a lot for people, for trans people. Could you imagine not being able to get the healthcare you needed? Of course, it happens in America all the time, but anyway, so one of the hoops I had to jump through, and I did it today. And if you're on my Instagram stories, you heard, I had to do what they called a hormone readiness assessment. So that's what I want to talk about today. Because it was really hard. And I want to be open to show non-trans people what it's like to get healthcare for us. So hormone readiness assessment is done by a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or a professional counselor, or even a doctor. But you can't find a doctor who does them because not a lot of them specialize in trans healthcare. None of them do. And basically you talk to a professional and they make sure you are ready for hormones. And this is a barrier that I think was put into place with a lot of knee-jerk reactions of, oh, you're changing your body permanently, so we've got to make sure you really know what you're doing. I'm not sure there's the same sort of, there must be the same sort of hoops for like plastic surgery. I don't think there is. If you want to change your body and you're not trans, I don't know if there's some things you don't need all this stuff for. Anyway, so hormone readiness assessment is, I go to a professional and I talk to them for an hour, and it's basically me, a trans person, spilling their whole gender dysmorphia, their whole gender identity on the table for this professional to judge. And it was so hard because you have to prove yourself to get the healthcare that you wanted, right? I had a lovely counselor. She was great, but it was still very difficult. The first question is, how do you explain your gender? That's hard. It's very hard. It's very complicated. Or they had to catalog my gender dysphoria. That's hard. That's hard to rehash. It's very traumatic, and it would be very traumatic for a lot of people talking about that sort of thing. And the thing that I was really interested in, and I want to talk to you all about, is this procedure, this assessment, is because doctors don't understand trans healthcare. And the counselor I was doing it with saying, we need to outline why you need gender affirming healthcare, why you need HRT. That is a necessity, and they need to document it. So I had to go back, I had to talk about my experience in high school. So we would have a clear timeline of my gender dysmorphia. This is wild. This is wild. It's wild. So I actually started with the story. I think I told you all my story, but the first time I knew something was different was I was going to a new school, and I was dressed in my Hawaiian shirt and cargo pants and short hair, and a girl talked to me, the first girl who ever talked to me in that school, Laura, and she admitted to me during our graduation that she started talking to me and thought I was a boy for the longest time. And then when I was in grade 12, I'm like, that feels good. Oh. If I had more trans media and trans masculine media back then, I think I would have figured it out sooner. I didn't figure out for a long time. But again, I had to tell that story, and that story is put in my big file about, look, doctor, they're trans. Look, all these things. Anyway, so yeah, the questions that are asked could be very traumatic for people. And also, I have to pay money for this. Canada doesn't pay for this. I have to pay for it. So it was an hour and a bit of me talking about the most traumatic parts of my gender experience. And I had to pay, I had to pay for it. I'm laughing so I don't cry. And then this person who I've only talked to for an hour and a half, she's not my regular therapist, has to compile my story and present it to a doctor. And then the doctor has to say, you're trans enough. In my case, I have to take it to my family doctor, who I've not told I'm trans, so surprise. And then try to get her to get me, and then I have to go to an endocrinologist who is a hormone specialist, and then they have to be okay with it too. This is trans healthcare in Canada. I could not imagine what trans healthcare looks like in other places where trans rights are being debated more frequently than they are in Canada. They're still being free. We're still in trouble up here. I could not imagine what it's like down there. So the reason why I wanted to talk to you about this is just to be open and to let you think about like a little slice of life, because maybe you don't know a trans person who's going through transition in your life. Well, I'm that person now. So hopefully, I'll, right now I'm on, estrogen suppressors. And hopefully now that I have my HRA, I'll be able to get HRT very soon. And you'll be the first to know about it. That's not true. I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you about the experience. I hope that was a little slice of life. That's why I've been just a mess. Because this is really stressful. But I got it done. So that's one check mark. And also it's November. It's my birthday. Very excited. On my birthday, I'll do a whip parade. So look for that. Also, again, if you want to stitch something around my birthday, hashtag FlipD the bird sal, we're keeping it going. We'll do that too. And that's little things to show me that you're like, good job, Dee. Thumbs up. Okay. Oh. Burped again. Finished it with a burp. And we're under an hour. Let's do it. Every episode of Flosstube, I do my snail mail club. My snail mail club is I look at the comments from the last video, and if you commented, you're over 18. If you filled out my snail mail form, which is down below, and you subscribe to my channel, and you leave a comment, then I might pick you. So I'm going to do my random comment picker from last time. Danielle B. I know you. And Danielle's gonna get something in the mail this month. By the way, the mail's she bad. I've had 3 people. I sent packages to 3 people all on the same day, and those 3 people never got their stuff. So Danielle, I might send you just like an envelope, a flat envelope with like, I don't know. I got some patterns or something else. If you would like to get some of my snail mail, please, again, fill out the snail mail form down below, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. And I'll choose you. I choose you. And then you'll get something from this big bag of stuff over here. That's a big bag full of snail mail. I think that's it. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not. This is all, it's good. It's good, brother. I'll see you on my birthday, November 24th. I'll do a whip parade. And hopefully I'll see you stitching some birds. I hope I get a lot of people flipping me the bird on my birthday. I would love that so much. My phone vibrated and it's on my crotch. Okay, I gotta go. Bye!